my name is Emily. Welcome to the EB Knits vlog. I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. Usually it would catch me around the beginning of the time I'm vlogging, which would have been 2 weeks ago, and then you would have seen preceding clips throughout the next, few weeks, and then I publish it first or mid-month. However, this time I didn't film an intro, and I feel like my clips are all pretty choppy, so I figured, let me just back up. I'll start from the end. I'm going to introduce myself here and kind of walk you through and maybe do a walk through with some B-roll of my last few weeks, because the making process has been a little bit redundant. So my name is Emily. I'm coming to you from Orlando, Florida. I'm a knitter, I'm a crocheter, I'm a maker. Primarily knitting, though, is what you'll see here on this channel. And of course, right now I celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone, though. And I am making Christmas gifts. I just started. So I'm originally from Illinois, from Chicago. I work in retail. I have no opportunity to get some time off, unfortunately, at Christmas. So I won't be seeing my family back in Illinois, but I think I'm going to go see my partner's family in Miami with him, so that is the plan. I may roughly be making them some hats. I haven't even decided yet. To me, making hats from someone in Miami is not very useful for them, but my boyfriend has said his parents would like them, so I might just make them anyway. The hat doesn't take that long, and I've got yarn on hand, so I might do that, and you might see that in the next video. But yes, so otherwise, I am making a sweater for my mom, which you will see here. I have already made the sweater once for myself. She loved it. She wanted one for her own, and I'm making that for her. I am pondering. I have a blanket that I started a while back and just never finished. It was a hexie blanket. So I'm pondering giving that to my dad. But I guess the point of me telling you about my Christmas plans is that I won't be seeing my family for these larger gift knits, so I don't feel like I'm at a deadline for December 25th. I would love to give them to them in person and see what they think, face to face. So maybe like in December or maybe in January or sometime I will be able to see them. So that is why I'm not rushing with these gift knits and just letting it be what it'll be, to be honest. So I don't feel rushed. Again, maybe I'll make a couple hats, which you will maybe see eventually. Otherwise, my gift knitting is very small this year. I am wearing the Tana Turtle Tank. This is a kit from Lion brand. I love this pattern. I would recommend the pattern, but I don't recommend the kit. The yarn is incredibly hot. It's 100% polyester, and even when I lived in Illinois wearing it on like a 60-degree day, I still was sweating in it. So I'm just wearing it now in the house. I might go out tonight, might wear it, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that because, again, I might be sweating in it and uncomfortable. So we'll see. But I wanted to put it on for this video at least because I always like wearing my handmade knits. What else to share? Okay. If you watched my last video, I was making this Soorange sweater. It's a gift knit for my sister's roommate, and she just wanted a sweater. She bought the yarn herself, had it sent to me. They picked the pattern together on Ravelry, my sister and her roommate, and it was simple. It's relatively simple. It was originally in German, so there was a little bit of a misunderstanding on my end, but it turned out nicely. But for me, again, if you watched this last video, you already know my brain just wasn't in it, and I had to redo the sleeves several times just because of errors on me not paying attention, not counting my stitches, and not measuring properly. So it's all on me. You'll see the very end of that. See, okay, this is the Soorange sweater after blocking. For blocking, I just laid it flat. I didn't do anything special. It grew, which I was surprised about. I'm okay with that in the body. The recipients, I would say, quite a bit smaller than me. But she wanted it oversized, so I'm not too worried. Hopefully, she really meant that. But the problem is the sleeves. She wanted a 20-inch sleeve, which is what they were. After blocking, they're about 26 inches. So I don't know if it's the garter stitch that just really grows. It's 100% wool yarn, so I didn't expect that. But I like the bubble stitch effect of the sleeves, so I'm gonna rib them back, and I'm gonna hope this is the last adjustment I have to make to this sweater. So hopefully we're at the finish line and just have to take about 5-6 inches of the sleeves off. Friends, I've made a mistake. I'm sorry. I finished the sweater. The sleeves are the right length. I think it's good. But, yeah. I packaged it up without showing you. So, vlogger error on my part. I apologize. I will insert the picture that I have, and maybe the recipient will send a picture when she gets it. So, that is good to go. That is off. That's the Soorange sweater. It's finally done. That was a Soorange sweater, but more details on that were in the last vlog. And after that was cast off, I cast on my mom's Lilling Cardigan. So again, I test knit this for Abby Knits back in August, I believe it was. I love the pattern. Again, you can go back and see my whole rundown on the pattern and my making process, but I'm really enjoying the pattern knitting it a second time. I'm realizing I like charts, and I'm after the simple sweater I just made. I mean, I'm glad I made a simple sweater for a gift, but I'm kind of was missing, the more complicated knits. Like this shawlography shawl had so many cool techniques, and it was a little bit complicated and some thought to it, but also some, times where you could be less stressed or just have some TV knitting, and I think I kind of into that for my projects for the foreseeable future. Something with a little more complicity to it. And this sweater, it's a bulky pattern, so it's not fingering weight by any means, but it does have I'm working on a lace panel on the back. The rest of it will just be stockinette. It'll be super simple. With the lace panel and following the chart, I'm having a really good time. Again, not the most complicated, but I'm really enjoying knitting this pattern again. And so next up will be my sister's sweater, but that won't be in this video. Hopefully that'll be in January sometime. And then I can get back to making for myself. Another thing, my mom sent me a beauty 12 days of Christmas calendar, so I've had a little bit of fun opening that these last few days, and I recorded it for you, so you'll see a lot of opening the calendar, checking in on my Lilling cardigan, and repeat, and repeat. I don't remember doing anything else with it, or seeing anything else done with it. And then the other one I cast on is the Lilling cardigan. I already made one for myself. This one's for my mom. It's using petite wool spotted or speckled denim, I believe it's called. And I'm making her the small. I made myself the medium. I'm nervous about yarn. I only have enough. I think I have 4 balls, just enough for the extra small. But yeah, at the time I just bought what I could. So we might have to buy another ball of that. But right now, tubular cast on the back part. That's all we're at so far. And here's some Moonlight content because she's just the cutest. Moon, say hi to the camera. There you go. Hi. Okay, it's only been in like an hour since I last recorded, but I've gotten a little progress. I'm in the lace on my cardigan with my new stitch markers. It's so fun. And I'm watching the singer of the finale, second to last episode of The Masked Singer. Love that show. But my mom sent me something. It's like, I think it's a little advent calendar. So I started to open it, and then I thought, well, I'm not doing Vlogmas, but you see she didn't wrap it all the way. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's a little like 12 Advent, 12 Days of Christmas type thing. Oh, look at that. So she sells Mary Kay. And oh my god, it's so cute. 12 Days of Faves for Mary Kay. Okay, that's so cute. I've never had an advent calendar. I don't do like any yarn misses or whatever. It's just not really in my budget, but oh my gosh, this is so cute. Okay. Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. Okay, here's number 1. It's a pretty big box. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a small thing in a big box. Looks like it must be a mask or something. Oh, hydro eye patches. Okay. As I'm like getting older, I do feel like I'm noticing my eye like bags and stuff more. So, I'm excited. Okay, cool. I've never tried an eye patch from them. And I've only actually tried one eye patch in my life ever, and it was just like some random thing from Target I found. Okay, this will be fun. I'll do that. And then, this is going to be fun. I wonder, I'm surprised. Now it's like going to throw me off because that little thing was in this box. So what's going to be in the rest of the box is like maybe some mascaras. I love their chapstick or lipsticks. That would be kind of fun. I'm not really a big lipstick person, but that'd be fun to try. Okay, I'm excited. And I really like, they have nice skincare too. All right. So here's my little first ever 12 Days of Christmas. Okay, I'm going to show you day 2 if you care. This might be like a repeat of yesterday, just in terms of what this video is about to be. But anyway, day 2. Okay. I don't know what to guess. I'm just going to open it. Oh, I think it's mascara. Yeah, I was right. But that works for me. I kind of want to say this is so cute, these boxes, and repurpose them. But I don't know why yet, so we'll see. I also have a small apartment and don't have space to repurpose everything. And then on the other side, knitting content. So my lighting is terrible. It's bedtime, but yesterday I got through 1 repeat of the chart. Today I think I'm about like 5 rows into the next repeat. So I wanted to get a full repeat done again tonight, but that's not happening. I'll probably maybe knit till about halfway and then call it a night. But here we are, the back panel. All right, see you tomorrow probably. All right, this is Moonlight just stuck on the laptop. Well, here's Moonlight. She has literally not been out to hang out with me at all since I got home, just to get food, and now she comes out when the camera's on because she's a little attention seeker. So Moonlight is distracted. I was trying to talk about my project, but she sat on it and won't stop. So instead of being mean, I am going to just open the advent calendar, and when her father is home, he can distract her while I talk about my project. So this is day 3. It is, I never noticed it was in different languages. So it's the same kind of, this might be boring to you. Tomorrow I have a day off, and right now I'm actually wearing the eye patches from day 1. But maybe tomorrow my day off, there'll be some more interesting content. So anyway, sorry if this is boring. I don't know what this is. Yesterday was mascara, so maybe it's like I'm gonna go with like an eyeliner, since it's like the same box. Oh, it's not an eyeliner, it's something small. Oh, it's a facial peel. Okay, I've never done that before. Oh, here she comes. Couldn't hide from her for long. Or not hide, but couldn't. Your time to shine. You wanna look at the camera? There she is, her cute face. Yes, you're so cute. with recommending some podcasts. So Brooke Willow podcast. She is a Minnesotan. She's knitter in Minnesota, and she talks a lot about slow fashion, slow living, purposeful making. She's also a sewist, which I eventually want to dabble in some sewing, but have never ventured into that craft yet. But I'm really enjoying watching. She used to have a sit-down podcast, kind of like me, and then she transitioned in the last, I don't know, couple months maybe, to vlog style. And her vlogs are so much nicer than mine, I will say that. She takes the time to set up the tripod. She gets the good angle. She gets the good lighting, and I'm just too lazy for that a lot of the time. So I don't have the best angles or the best lighting, but hers is a great vlog to watch. I recommend it. It usually follows like one day that she's off and is making and really involved in knitting. So I do enjoy watching her. The second one I'm going to recommend, I caught up with last night, is The Balanced Skein, and she kind of delved into the vlog style as well, and I guess I'm really enjoying that with these two recommendations. But yeah, so again, she was just doing some gift knitting, but she was also talking about how she's a little bit over the gift knitting at this point. And anyway, I just definitely recommend watching her. I think she is a Chicagoan, so a fellow Midwesterner there. And oh no, my ring light was like, "You're talking too much, lady. I'm turning off." So we've got it back on for a few, but yes. Okay, so these are both YouTube podcasts that I'm talking about. Vlogmas. I have not been too big into the Vlogmas this year. Obviously, I'm not doing Vlogmas. I've enjoyed watching Penrose Knits here and there. She is a UK knitter, and it's just cute to see her kids. She is another one that is really, she got a new camera and has been purposeful with the angles and the lighting and putting in a lot of effort, and it's awesome to see that content, because again, I'm not really that person that puts in the time and purpose to do all those shots, but hers is wonderful, and I've enjoyed watching her Vlogmas. That's about the only Vlogmas I've really... Oh, Twinor knits a little bit, and they're just like so fun. They're close to my age. They're energetic, and they're always guessing their advent colorways, and I don't have any advents besides that little beauty calendar that I was talking about. So they're fun to watch. And Whiskey and Wool. So she's not doing an everyday Vlogmas this year, but she is doing every Sunday. She posts a video with content from the previous week. And I really enjoy watching her. I've always enjoyed watching her podcast. And I'm really enjoying her Vlogmas as well. So I definitely recommend her. I'm also looking forward to, she said in the new year she might have some more like educational content on diversity and I don't know what she has, but that's basically, she teased that she's interested in incorporating that more into her podcast in some way, and I'm interested and excited to watch that and learn more. So those are the few recommendations that I have for you right now that I've been watching. I have two more things I want to share. I didn't write them down, so hopefully I don't forget them again already. I used to have notes for these, and I didn't take notes this time to write down. But first, I wanted to share a pattern that I am kind of obsessed with, Knitting Tipsy. She is a fellow Orlando resident and Florida transplant. She just released a pattern. It's like a Florida summer cardigan or Florida winter cardigan. It is Suri alpaca. It's lace weight, so it's really airy and just really beautiful. I have to insert a picture. You can go look for it yourself, but I'm like I've looked at yarn for it several times already, today and the other day before the pattern even came out, and I'm so tempted. I don't know, I might, because I don't have any of that Suri alpaca, and I really like the way that looks for the testers. So I'm not sure, but that is a pattern I'm obsessed with right now, so I recommend checking it out. And secondly, just on my little intro, I've had this intro since I started this podcast, and I wanted to change it up, but I had a poll on Instagram, and this one, the current one, won by a landslide. It does have more clips, it does have more info. The other one was more simple that I made, but yeah, so I'm thinking about changing it up. I don't know what to, since this one that I currently have won by so much, but maybe you'll see some changes here in the new year in some way. All right, I think that's it for now. Maybe back. And then today, I went through my whole yarn stash, and while it was out on the floor, I was like, let me just talk through it and walk you through it. So I do have about 20 to 30 minutes worth of talking you through my yarn stash. So hopefully that's not too boring, but yeah, you'll see that here too. And that will be about it until probably the first of the year sometime. I cannot believe it's only 2 weeks away. Time has gone by so fast. Again, happy holidays, happy new year to in a few weeks, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me where you're from, tell me what you're gift knitting if you are. Okay, so hello. I am going to show you this jumble of yarn, which again is usually stored in this bag. So let's get to it. I'll just go through my acrylic real fast because that's the first yarn I ever got. I just literally got a bunch of yarn from Michael's. When I first started knitting, every time I did a sale, I like bulked up because I guess I forgot that they have sale all the time, or you know, whatever. I was excited. And then when I moved to Florida, I literally returned over $100 worth of Michael's yarn because I had so much extra. But this is all the scraps that I still had, all in this duffel bag, because, well, this is my cat sweater I made and never wove in the ends because my cat hates it. She doesn't like things on her body. But with all these acrylic scraps, I am making a hexy scrap blanket. So I found this pattern, I think I found it through Pinterest maybe originally, or Instagram. I think it was Pinterest. So anyway, the way she has you do it is she suggests you make these hexies, and I don't even think I used the hexie from the pattern. I found a different hexie with like a circle middle. Then you have a bunch of extra yarn because you're going to connect them all together at the same time. You're going to lay them all out, find a, you know, the pattern or the color story that works for you, and so I've literally just all different colors. So like this one is all turquoisey, some of them are different colors like you just saw. This is white, and like this lilac in the middle, I won't, you know, there's some, so some of them are different colors, some of them are all solid. There's really no particular rhyme or reason except I think it looks nice, and at the end, you're supposed to lay them all out in a way that you like, and she kind of gives you a guide for what she recommends to make it look less crafty and more purposeful. So anyway, I made a bunch of hexies like after I finished my other blanket I made, which you can't really see on my couch right there. I really want to make another blanket, so this is what I wanted to make. I made a whole bunch of these hexies, and then here's some yarn help double. And then anyway, I made a bunch of these hexies, and then I was like, I don't have time for this. But I'm thinking now I might give this to my dad for a Christmas gift, because the only handmade thing I ever made him was a hat when I first started knitting, and literally like some of the decrease stitches came out. So clearly I failed there. And I think it was too small for him, and anyway. And then I have this sweater with it. This is a color black cardigan. It was my first cardigan I ever made. It's super bulky wool. It is 100% polyester. It's like Lion brand, super bulky, or 100% acrylic. Thought it was cute at the time. It's way too big for me. I never wear it. It's really heavy to wear. I sweat in it even when I lived in Illinois. So I tried to give it to like my sister and my mom. They agreed. So I'm going to take it apart and probably add it to this blanket. So that just stays in the duffel bag, and that's where the acrylic yarn goes. And then every now and then, like if I'm going to make some hats, or if I was doing kid gifts or whatever, I would just pull from here and make something. I made that Stephen West brioche hat that I made earlier this year. I just pulled a bunch of scraps from here and used those, so I would do that again. Alright, let's move on from that because that was 4 whole minutes of talking about acrylic yarn. So this over here is pretty much all my natural fibers, natural being linen, cotton, wool, and a little bit of alpaca. Oh, here, I guess before we get over there, I do have some more acrylic. I have this Heartland because last year those like pocket shawls were really popular, and I got a bunch of this yarn for those because this is a pocket for that pocket shawl. Anyway, so I made a couple and sold a few, but I have this yarn left over, so it's just gray, which I like this color, and the brown I have. And then here I got, these are also from Michael's. These are sugar cream. It's 100% cotton, and I was going to use it to insert the name here, but it's an organization that you make soap sacks. You make this little like sack for the soap, essentially doubles as a washcloth, and then you can send them to the person who runs the organization, or she encourages you to just donate it to your local food bank, because hygienic products like soap are not covered by like SNAP benefits apparently, or food stamps according to like she said. I haven't researched it myself, but so it's just an incentive combining a little bit of handmade, which doubles the washcloth and the soap holder, with donating the soap to people who could use it. So that is what I got those for, but I haven't done that yet. Okay, moving on to the next thing. Another couple, like you could always donate, yarn to senior centers or local libraries. That's what I did when I moved. I did donate a lot of yarn to my library, and I know the grocery girls have spoken about donating it to a local senior center. Lion Brand Pound of Love always does a blue hat drive, usually like by August 1st or September 1st they're due, and they, in honor of World Bullying Day, give out hats to a bunch of students in various schools. So there's lots of places beyond just those few I've mentioned that you can donate either yarn or your handmade projects to make a difference. So definitely recommend looking into that kind of stuff. Alright, off that tangent, I can never decide. I keep my yarn with these lavender sachets, and then these are cedar like little blocks, and they're both supposed to repel moths or whatever, bugs. So that's what I keep my yarn, my wool yarn in, and knock on wood, cross my fingers, haven't had a problem thus far. Sometimes when my yarn comes I keep it in its plastic, sometimes I don't. So let's talk about this first, just because this is Wool in the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool. When I was making hats and with my small business EBKnits, I wanted to use this super bulky wool to make a bunch of hats, scarves, all that stuff. So I still have a box of it, but I thought about making pillowcases with it. But then again, when I look at my pillowcase, like I see how much cat hair gets on it, and a non-machine washable pillowcase might not be the best for most families. So I'm double thinking on that. But I don't know. Or a blanket. I mean, I have a lot of it, so we'll see what I get to with it, because I'm not really making hats too much these days. But if someone asked me for it, I probably would. This was given to me from Wool in the Gang as a sample, because I inquired about this. This is the 100% recycled wool. I think it's a worsted weight. I don't see where it says on here. Maybe it's covered by the sticker. It says 14 stitches in the gauge swatch. But anyway, you can see I really like the stitch definition there. Or not, it's not a twist definition. I love this color. I've kind of had it on reserve for a hat for myself potentially, but then again, Emily, don't be selfish. I'm not going to wear hats really, so don't know. But I really like this, and I would definitely try more of this 100% recycled yarn from Wool in the Gang, but I know they don't have it in stock a lot. So that's just a one-off random skin I have, but I would definitely, again, I like it. And then the wool, I have a whole box of, like I said. Besides, this is going to be a long video. at this rate. Okay, so let's just go into more wool. I've kind of roughly sorted it here. Roughly sorted it, like I said. Okay, this is all I have left of that sweater I just made. This is from a Soorange sweater. It is West Yorkshire's Spinner's Retreat. So I only have this left. I was thinking of making a headband for the recipient of the sweater, but I waited. I don't even think it's enough for a headband, so that'll just be in some color work probably, or a Christmas ornament or something. Alright, that's my only bulky. Let's go down to Aran and worsted. This doesn't have a label. Brown Sheep Co. I'm going to put some of these on the screen. Brown Sheep Co. something. It doesn't have a label. It is actually supposed to be for embroidery, I believe, but it was on crazy sale on Etsy in a shop, and I was test knitting the Lilling Cardigan, which I'm making a different one for my mom. And then as I was making it, and also they're like 100 gram skeins, but when I weigh them, they're more like 120. So lots of extra wool. I used the allotted amount in the pattern, but when I was making it, I got worried, and so I have some left. Well, a lot left. I have 2 full skeins and these couple balls, so that could be a good size project. It was, again, super affordable, but it is not super soft. So just a warning. I don't really have a problem with it, but it's not crazy soft. Alright, let's go from there. Let's just go over here, because this is actually the same company, Brown Sheep Co., I think. Yeah. And this has a label, so this is Nature Spun. You can see it, this is a worse DK weight. Oh, it's a sport weight. Okay, so this is a sport weight in the color wine. My idea was to make a fall/winter ranunculus with this, which is still my idea, but it's almost Christmas and it's still in skein yarn ball form. So don't know when that will come to fruition, but that's my plan to make with this. I love the color. I think it's beautiful, and well, I was going to play it by ear. I don't know if I'll have enough for long sleeves or not. I don't need long sleeves in the weather I'm in, but if I wanted to, if I had enough, I would probably just make the sleeves until the yarn ran out. Well, it would depend. I like either short sleeves or long sleeves. Definitely don't like above the elbow, and 3/4, I don't know, whenever I wear a 3/4 sleeve shirt, I don't like it. But if I'm wearing long sleeves, I will push them up. Anyway, it's just my own personal problem. But yeah, so that's what this is for. I think it's beautiful. And it is a little bit softer than the other one. I got these from the same yarn shop on Etsy. Alright, next let's go into something else. Oh, that's DK. Oh wait, I said I was doing bulky and then I talked about this just because of the same company. Oh well, so let's go back to Aran and worsted, because that's what I was talking about. I'm all over the place here. Okay, so this is from Wool and the Gang again. This I bought years ago when I still lived in Illinois. This is their Super Trooper wool. It is a superwash, 50 gram skein. This is in the color coral. I don't know, it's a pretty color, but it's like 50 grams and a little less, I think, so I don't know what to do with it really. It's just sitting here in my stash until I find a project for it. I bought it because it was on sale, I think, at the time. I try not to do that anymore. I try to buy yarn with specific projects in mind, but sales still get me. Alright, this is from that same purchase. This is Wool and the Gang's mohair. Take Care mohair, I think it's called. It is a worsted weight mohair. Oh, I know what I did with some of that pink yarn. The pink yarn and this went into my kaleidoscope cardi from Knit Collage a couple of years ago. So, yeah, I've never used it since, so I don't know what I'll use it for. But, because again, it's just this that's left. I don't have a whole lot, but I really want something fun. Okay, I'm gonna diverge again from weight and go to this. This is DK. This is Wool in the Gang again from that same purchase. This is Sugar Baby Alpaca. It's really crazy soft when you touch it. But I will say, that's why this is like this. When I wore it against my skin as part of a color black tank top, it was really itchy on my tummy. So I did some, if you look back on my Jessie May, the Secret Summer Top or whatever, it's a 3x3 ribbed tank top. I believe I finished an object video about it. I made it earlier this year in 2021. And the top half, because I didn't think I wanted it cropped, the top half was one color and then the bottom half was this. But again, this was so scratchy and I just didn't like how the light color looked on the bottom, like my tummy area, which I'm uncomfortable with. So I did some sweater yarn tank top surgery and cut this off, but it was giving me a little bit of trouble to rip out, so I just left it as this is for now, and I don't know what that will be one day, but that's what this is. So it's super soft to the touch, maybe better for a hat, at least for me. As a garment, it was pretty itchy. Alright, and again, that is Wool in the Gang. I think I'm done with Wool in the Gang now, but you never know. Okay, so let's go on to, this is We Are Knitters. This is the only We Are Knitters skein I've ever had. This is their petite wool. My first ever sweater was a few years ago, was a kit that my mom got me for Christmas called the Buttercream Sweater. It was too small. I knit it too small. My gauge apparently was off. It was really tight. I did some sweater surgery on that about a year after I finished it. Lengthened the arms and the length, so now I'm more comfortable with it, but I live here, so I don't wear it. But, and it's really tight in the arms. But once you get it on, I think I could deal with it for, a day. So this is what I had left over from that after my sweater surgery. And that's the only We Are Knitters I have ever used that I can think of right now. Now let's go on to this. It is another amazing company, Malabrigo. So Malabrigo, this is their worsted, all of this, and this is their worsted. So this is a worsted weight, but this is non-superwash, and this is superwash. Kettle dyed pure merino wool. I'm made in Peru. I'm pretty sure, they're very conscious of where they source their wool from. They may even have their own sheep, and treating their workers with respect and ethically and all that stuff. And then on top of that, their yarn is crazy soft. I'd heard about Malabrigo for years and years and years. I finally tried it out this year. This is from my homecoming cardi, which again I'll be making a second one of, but in cotton for my sister whenever my current sweater whip for my mom is done. Originally I bought this color combo. This is Diana, but it was too autumny. It was too autumnal for me. So I went back and got this. This is Fortaleza, and this was what I actually ended up using for it. So a little less contrast, but still contrast. So I have 2 skeins of Diana here, and then one and a little bit left of this color, which is Blue Surf, for future projects. So I love that. I can't wait. I really want to make with this Andrea Mowry Shifty or Shift Cowl or Night Shift, or one of those she has. Not the cowl. I would either make the shawl, or I would love to make the sweater version, but I think that's like a fingering weight, so that wouldn't work for this worsted, but something like that would be beautiful for Malabrigo in my opinion. Okay, so that's my Malabrigo. I highly recommend that company and that yarn. Let's go over here now to DK. This is all knit picks. This is 50%, this is called Woolen Cotton. Here's the label if you can see it. It is 50%, I believe, 50% wool, 50% Pima cotton. I used this for my, what's it called, the Sun-Kissed crop or something from Knits and Knots Winnipeg. It's a crochet tank top that I made a few months back. But my original intention for this, which I still want to do, is to make a throw over by Andrea Mowry, a short sleeve version. This will be the base color. And, excuse the ruffling, but I have these minis, Zinnia Mix minis from Stress Knits. So, again, excuse my thing. I don't remember. I always went back and forth. I think these were the 3 I settled on were going to be my contrast colors, and it was just going to be enough, I think. But these are also beautiful. And then I had a few other leftover minis from a Ken Yarn mini set I got in 2020. This is another. So these are the, yeah, this is the mini set, the Zinnia mini set from Stress Knits that I got this year. So it's so pretty. And again, I just added some of those Ken Yarn minis in here. And what I did with those Ken Yarn minis was, my very first sweater I made of 2021 was the Tanis Fiber Arts, I'll have to look it up, but it has a V, and all the color work is just a bunch of color stripes right here in the V. So I used that, and then the contrast color that I used for that sweater I'm talking about was this. And this is Lion, this is Lion brand. It's 100% alpaca. I don't have a problem with it on my skin being itchy though. And it is, again, really soft to the touch. Originally, this was from a project for my mom. Last year, I made her, it was supposed to be for 2019 Christmas. It didn't work out, so I just gave it to her randomly in 2020. It's a lace scarf, and she loves black, so I used this. And then I used what was left over for the sweater I'm talking about. So set that aside, that's all DK weight. And then, that's not in, okay. Okay, now let's move on to fingering. And the only fingering weight sweater I've ever made, or fingering weight project I've ever made, was my Stephen West Mystery in a Long shawlography that is finished. So I just have all those colors sitting here. So all these are what's left of that project. There's lots of projects I can think of to make with this, but on top of my list right now, at least, would be Hokey Locatelli's All Together sweater. I don't want to use the words all together, but some people just modified and did like several rows of the flowers, and that's my thought and what I'm thinking I would do with it. It's so beautiful. I don't know if I would add mohair or not, being in a warm climate, but that's my thought with these right now. I'd probably like not do the red, but maybe some combo of these or something. Maybe not the black either. Like a lighter palette like that, maybe. Anyway, I'm not sure. That's my thought now, but who knows when I'll get to it. Alright, that is all of my wool. So now let's move on to my plant fibers. So this, let's start here. This is so crazy soft. I bought this at 4 Pearls Yarn Shop in Winter Park, Florida. It is actually owned by the parents of Emma's Yarn. If you've ever heard of Emma's Yarn, that's a pretty popular yarn company. So this, though, I purchased at their yarn shop. It is Sammy by Alano Yarns. I would definitely recommend it. It is only 50 grams, though. And this is the color Coral or something? I would call it Coral. It just says color 1808. You can see it. I don't know if it's focusing, but yeah, it's really pretty. I used this for my, and I have a whole skein left over. I used this for my Shelly Summer Top by Nancy Ricci of Getting Pearly With It. So I ended up only using 3 skeins for my Shelly Summer Top by Nancy Ricci of Getting Pearly With It. I love that top. I love, love, love this color. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then in that same trip, I also bought, here's the rest of them up here, 4 Pearl Yarn Shop in Winter Haven. I also bought this. It's in their clearance section, actually. It is Trailhead Yarns, hand-dyed vegan yarns. This is the color The Silk Road. You can see it. It is a lace weight yarn, and it has a little bit, It's really beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but it's like, I feel like it has a little bit of texture to it. So, this is 55% cotton, 45 linen, lace weight 100 grams, hand dyed in the Ottawa Valley, product of Canada. So, yeah, this I'm going to make. Ooh, I'm so bad with names. I'm gonna have to insert it. I don't remember, but I do have a plan for this yarn. And then that sweater that I'm talking about, it's actually a short sleeve sweater, has a contrast color. So this I got from Knit Picks. This is Lindy chain. It's 100% linen, I think. Nope, 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton. So this is just bare, but I dyed it with amethyst, I think is a color dye. It's coming up more pink there. It's actually a little more purple in real life. And I let it sit for like days to get it this deep saturated color. I wanted it a little bit more of a darker purple, but I'm good with that. So that's a little, and I weighed it, gave myself some extra, so hopefully that will be enough for that. So that's my plan for this yarn. When the time comes, I have plans, and then things come before those plans. So we'll see. Let's see, talked about that. Next up, I guess I'll just talk about this. This is Cotlin, and this is also Cotlin. This color, I don't remember what it is, but if you look at my ranunculus video, I made a ranunculus with both of these colors. This one is flamingo. This is 70% cotton, 30% linen. It's color U219, and it's color flamingo. I guess that's it on the front. And then this one is Shoal, S-H-O-A-L. And this one, when I was knitting with it, it just shed all over the place. Like I would just have green yarn all over me whenever I was knitting with it. So just a heads up on that. I made a ranunculus with this. This is what's left over. It was a ranunculus for my mom. This, I made a ranunculus for my grandma, but I had a whole skein left over, I think. Or maybe two left over or something. And I felt like I needed a third because I want to make Jessie May's the other one. She has 2 secret summer tops, or some variation of that. My little secret crop. She has 2 summer tank tops. One's a 3x3 rib, which I already made, and one's a stockinette. I want to make the stockinette one and embroider flowers on it with the same color yarn. So it's just like textured flowers on it, if that makes sense. Hopefully, I've seen beautiful sweaters like that on Instagram, so I'm hoping to replicate that. So that's why I got a little more of this flamingo. That's my intention with this. Okay, let's go back to Knit Picks. This is Knit Picks Shine in their sport weight. It is, this might be cotton and acrylic or cotton polyester or something. I feel like I'm losing light. It's a really beautiful color. I made a crochet top, or it was a crochet pattern. I modified it to be knit, and then it has just a scallop detail along here, and it's a tank top with ties. And I'll insert a picture, hopefully. That's what I made with this. It's just left over. Same thing, this is just leftovers. This is Tencel by Wool and the Gang. I made a project last year with this. It was a 2 of Wands tank top. Now when I wear it, I feel like the gauge is way too loose. So eventually I may rip that apart and redo it at a tighter gauge. More scraps. This is some of a project I made this year. This is Lion Brand True Sparkle. I made it's a brioche tank top. I test knit it. Thea tank. I made a Thea tank in this. Tank top's beautiful. Pattern's beautiful. This yarn stretches like insanely. I did a gauge swatch, but I didn't I don't know, miss something, and when it's on your body, it just gets so much bigger. So it's a very large tank top, and this yarn was no fun to work with whatsoever. But as a caveat, I made this yarn. I used this yarn. This is also Lion Brand True Blue. This is just their non-sparkle version, and this was much easier to work with. I made the easy peasy top with this that I just finished about a month ago, and this is what I have left of that. So these are all just kind of leftover scraps. I'll probably combine the cotton, linen, tinsel, all those natural plant fibers into some kind of scrappy top or something. And then, you know, wool scraps will combine into that. Oh, this is the last thing. This is actually from Natural Recycled Yarn on Etsy. She takes apart sweaters that she finds at like thrift shops and then makes them into skeins and repurposes the yarn. So I am making a second Thea tank in this, the one that I said I made in this. And again, it was supposed to be a fall Christmassy version. Look at we are about December 15th or 14th, whatever today is. It's the 14th, 15th, I think. And the top is done to about here, but the body just languishing, So, oh, finally this. This is again Wool and the Gang. This is called The Wave, I believe. It's in other colors too, but it's in the other room. This is 50% cotton, 50% recycled water bottles, and I got it originally. I made my sister, she was vegan. I made her like a summer beanie or spring beanie with it, and then I was going to make with this, I also made some, what are they called, like things that wrap around a cup or whatever, mug cozy, and then I was also going to make scrunchies with it, but I haven't made scrunchies with it yet. That was my idea because I wanted to transform. I had scrunchies in like this velvet polyester, and I wanted to make them with a more planet-friendly yarn than polyester. So that was my plan with this. And then this, it's another Wool in the Gang. This is back to like a bulky, super bulky. This is made from recycled shoelaces, I think. No. It's recycled cotton from a t-shirt bag. No, it's recycled cotton from something. I don't know, but it is called shoelace yarn or something like that. I think it's beautiful. I made a crocheted bag, the Sunburst bag by Knits and Knots of Winnipeg with it. Love it. And I wanted to bring it to my shop this past summer, but this whole year I just didn't really have a urge really to expand my shop, and I kind of just kept it with products I already had, and I've been making for myself, hence all of this yarn and sweaters, and tops. Yeah, alright, that is my very long wrap up of my yarn stash. Hopefully that was somewhat enjoyable in some way. Hopefully the background wasn't too messy for you. You've probably been seeing this whole time this pillow, so I'll just address it. It is a pillowcase my mom got me when I moved. It was just plain. I attempted to ice dye it. That is why there are now brown splotches, because the ice dye method I used was not very effective. Love ice dyeing. I would recommend it, but just do what the videos say. Don't leave this sitting in the pool of dye at the bottom because it will ultimately turn brown. So that's why the pillow has brown splotches on it. Alright, and then you get a little hint of my handmade Tunisian crochet blanket, and this is also a handmade pillow. I don't really want to show you too closely because it's got cat hair all over it, but I ran out of this yarn, so I again just went for yarn scraps and made a stripy version on the back, and then the pillow's in there. So yeah, alright, that's my little tour of the stash in the room. Thanks for watching. Okay, cutting back in, to also mention, I forgot, I went to Blue Spring State Park with my dad and boyfriend earlier this month, so I have a little bit of footage. We saw some manatees. That's what those big animals in the water are that are moving very slowly. I've never seen a manatee in the wild, so that was really cool because it is a spring, so the water is always at 72 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe, and it's kind of the manatee's oasis when in the colder Florida months. So that is really cool to me. I've never seen that, never experienced that. I did go to that state park in the summer with my sister, and we could like actually go in and swim, but this time there's no swimming allowed from September to March or whenever the manatees are usually there. And I was disappointed. At first, we almost didn't go because the day kind of got away from us, and then it was warmer, and it's been warmer for the last few days, or it's been warmer the last few weeks, honestly, but the few days previously before we went, so we thought the manatees might not be there. Apparently, sometimes there's as many as 250 or 300 at a time, and this time they said the count for the day was 149, so I believe 151, anyway, somewhere around 150. So, and then we got lucky and we did see several, so that was really cool. The fish were very active, jumping around in the water. We saw a big snake. And so yeah, it was cool to see some wildlife. It was really fun to hang out with my dad and do that for the few days that he visited.